California has a water quality issue. From toxic runoff after wildfires to poisonous algal blooms, this video is a dive into what the heck is actually going on with California's water. California has long been known for its sun-kissed beaches, waves, and strong surf culture. After all, it's where the sport became what it is today. From the early days of modern surfing in the 50s, when pioneers like the great Greg Knoll and Mickey Dora shaped the Californian scene, to the current crop of talent surfing at the highest level today. The early surfing culture in California was marked by a sense of freedom and respect for the natural world. But as the state's population grew and grew, so too did its environmental footprint. Urban sprawl, industrial waste, and agricultural runoff slowly began to tarnish the once pristine waters of the Pacific. And by the 1970s, surfing began taking place in increasingly crowded lineups and murkier waters. By the 90s, the situation had worsened significantly, with toxic waste, sewage, and plastic trash regularly washing up on Californian shores. Yet, it wasn't till the early 2000s that major cleanup efforts began, spurred by both local advocacy and federal policies aimed at improving water quality. But while significant strides were made, the fundamental relationship between people and the environment was beginning to change, especially in the face of climate change, urban sprawl, and more extreme weather events. So in what was once a pristine Pacific, Californian surf breaks were contending with even more pollution. And in 2025, the combination of extreme wildfires, rising ocean temperatures, and harmful algal blooms has made California's waters dangerous for surfers. Now, California struggles with wildfires almost every year, and the damage they do is obvious. But a lesser known side effect of such events is what fires of such scale do to the surrounding waters. As fires rage through forests and urban areas alike, the ash, chemicals, and toxins from the blazes carries dangerous pollutants including heavy metals, soot, and carcinogens into the coastal waters. This is known as fire season contamination. Now, the 2025 Palisades fires were uniquely devastating due to their direct impact on the coastline. Unlike typical wildfires, the blaze incinerated thousands of coastal structures, including homes, vehicles, and commercial buildings, right on the edge of the ocean. This released a toxic cocktail of urban materials like plastics, electronics, and paint into the environment. High tides during and after the fire carried ash, debris, and contaminants directly into the water, with pollutants detected as far away as over 100 miles offshore. This caused a significant degradation of water quality, with elevated levels of heavy metals, I'll just call them PAHs, and microplastics found in water samples. Runoff from both firefighting and rainfall flushed additional toxins into the water, while nutrients in the ash spurred foam formation and raised the risk of harmful algal blooms, which can create dead zones by depleting oxygen. The interaction of ash and seawater altered ocean chemistry, forming caustic substances threatening marine ecosystems. As a result, public health officials issued swimming and surfing advisories for much of the coast, while scientists warned of long-term ecological risks. This event marked an unprecedented intersection of urban fire and marine contamination, exposing new vulnerabilities in coastal disaster preparedness. Now, these are some of the most polluted surf spots in California as a result of these fires. But I know there's so many other breaks around California that suffer pollution just from like agricultural runoff or like urban runoff. You know, across all this coast, there's obviously dozens and dozens of surf spots. If you live in this part of the world, please let me know what it was actually like and if it's still an issue now, like how bad it actually is, the water in California. And you know, I'm only going off research online, so let me know in the comments, because it sounds freaking horrible. Surfers are not the only ones affected. Wildlife in the area, including fish and seabirds, has suffered from the rising contamination, with many species being pushed out of the local ecosystem. After the Palisades fires, California experienced the worst algal blooms on record, Fueled by the Palisades fires, the blooms caused widespread closures of beaches and warnings to surfers, as the toxins produced by such blooms can cause respiratory problems, nausea, and severe neurological symptoms. These blooms, known as HABs, are often fueled by a combination of warm ocean temperatures and agricultural runoff, which result in neurotoxins and can make water unsafe for human contact. In recent years, the blooms have become increasingly frequent along the California coast. Domoic acid, a toxin produced by harmful algal blooms, builds up in small fish like anchovies and sardines, which are key prey for sea lions. And when the sea lions eat these fish, they can suffer neurological effects, including disorientation, seizures, and head-tilting behavior known as stargazing. In severe cases, the toxin can cause heart failure or death, with pregnant sea lions especially at risk. Since 23, the problem has worsened, with over 1,000 sea lion deaths that year and hundreds more falling ill in subsequent blooms. Along with algal blooms, rising ocean temperatures are also changing the nature of surfing in California, with warmer waters creating an environment more conducive to bacterial growth and other pollutants, which directly impacts the water quality. Pathogens like E. coli thrive in warmer waters, causing dangerous illnesses for anyone who comes into contact with the surf. This is particularly concerning along the coastlines of LA and San Diego, where surfers are often exposed to high levels of contamination after heavy rainfall and coastal runoff. California's iconic surf culture, which once prided itself on a clean, natural environment, is now grappling with a grim reality. And while the state has made major strides in clean water legislation, the challenges of climate change, agricultural runoff, and increasing wildfires are outpacing the efforts to protect the water. The impact on surfers extends beyond the occasional rash or discomfort after a surf session. In many cases, it's becoming a public health crisis. Surfers are often exposed to pollutants in the water more frequently than other beachgoers, as they spend many hours surfing close to the surface. Surfer advocacy groups are now pushing for more comprehensive policies and increased monitoring of water quality. The Surfrider Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to ocean conservation, has ramped up efforts to highlight the pollution issues. While the challenges of 2025 have been and continue to be immense, hope is not lost. Surfer-led conservation efforts, governmental programs focused on improving water treatment, and increased public awareness is making a difference, are all things that are making a difference, albeit very slowly. And local surfers continue to lead beach cleanups, engage in environmental advocacy, and push for stricter water quality standards. Many surf contests held in California, including the US Open of Surfing, now require real-time water quality testing to ensure safety for competitors. In the face of overwhelming odds, Californian surfers remain resilient, with many surfers stepping up to protect the ocean, not only for themselves, but for generations ahead of them. Thanks for watching this episode. If you live in California, which I'm sure many of you do, please let me know. If you've got any more info, any stories, please throw them down in the comments. Please note, I can't always respond to everyone's comments. I do like to read them, but I'm putting so much time into making the videos now, it's really hard to get back to everyone. So I really do appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for them. For now, it's goodbye from me, and I'll see you in the next episode.